Welcome back to Truly Force-Free Animal Training Trainer Quick Tip. So today what I want to go over is counter surfing. If you're not sure what the term counter surfing means, it means when your dog puts their paws up on the counter and they're looking and surfing to look for food, typically, or something. Sometimes they'll even take wood spoons and knives if they're really being mischievous. But when you are working on counter surfing, if that's a problem you're working on with your dog, what you first need to do is prevent it from being rewarding. So you don't want to have steak or bread or anything on your counter where if your dog comes up and puts their paw up, they get a reward. Because if they get a steak or they get a big loaf of bread, that's basically a jackpot. I mean, that just motivates them more to want to come into the kitchen and look to see what you may have left on the counter. So that's one of the first things I always suggest to my clients is definitely clean off your counters. Don't have anything where the dogs can reach it. So that even if you push things way to the back of a counter, they still might be able to jump up and get it. So try to keep your counters clean, or tables, or whatever they are looking for and getting food. Any of those things, you want to make sure you're keeping them as free as food as possible, or a reward. Like I said, it could be a wood spoon or a knife. Then if that's difficult, the other thing for prevention you can do is block access. So this particular kitchen is really small, so I can put a baby gate in because there's just a small doorway between the dining room and the kitchen. So I can put a baby gate up or a piece of wood to prevent my dogs from coming in and out. I can keep that baby gate or piece of board up all the time so they never have access to the kitchen. Or I can keep it up only when I'm not home so they don't wander in and get reinforced when I'm not around to prevent it. So denying access, preventing them from having rewards, keeping the counters clean are two things that you can do to prevent it. The other part though, because not everybody's kitchen is where you can deny access of it, so we also want to teach them not to counter surf. So you can teach them not to come into the kitchen. So you can put a dog bed or teach them stay and create a boundary where they're not allowed to come into the kitchen at all. That takes some time. That requires a little more work on your part. So that means teaching them a sit stay or a down stay, creating a spot outside the kitchen on a bed or a mat or a rug where you want them to be instead of being in the kitchen. So that's something that requires more detail than I'm going to go into during this little video, but that is something that you can do if that's what you're interested in. Another thing that you can do to help keep them off the counters is give them something to do on the floor. So you can use any food dispensing toys. So there's Kibble, Nibble, Kong Wobblers, Buster food cubes. You can make something out of a soda liter bottle. We have that on the Kids Corner page of Truly Force Free, so you can check out how to make a dog toy. So you can do something that keeps them occupied. So if your dog likes to counter surf while you're cooking and you want them to be able to be in the kitchen with you, you can give them something to do that's on the ground that's more interesting than what you're doing up on the countertop. So I have just here two Kongs that have some treats inside. Captain doesn't counter surf. It was a real minor problem when he was young. Now he's older and he's hurt his back, so he doesn't put his paws up at all. I personally right now don't have any counter surfers,